Ali Patterson, and welcome to the first episode of the Paytech Show. We're kicking things off with a look at mobile banking technology. So we've teamed up with industry leaders G+D Mobile. We're also featuring insights and innovation from their Canadian partner Tangerine, as well as hearing from OakNorth and Rabobank. First off though, I sat down with G+D's Dr. Carson Wengel and Gabrielle Bagut to discuss the challenges banks are facing right now in the mobile sphere.
What we see with many banks, not only in Europe but also in other countries, is how to continually get access to customers in an environment where the ways of addressing clients is changing a lot, right? From the traditional branch office over the internet, we have seen some changes already. Now all the mobile devices coming in, et cetera, et cetera. And we hear a lot about blockchain, other technologies coming up, right? And having a customer set then that is either one, profitable, that is served right, so there's the right expense also in terms of how we serve these clients best, is what is on the mind of many banks and financial service industries. And of course, how to drive growth profitably going forward, right? And that never goes away for no bank at all, right? But again, the environment has changed a lot. We are talking about the digital bank of the future and things like this.
Usage is changing dramatically. You no longer visit a bank, you access to your bank remotely. So for a bank, for an issuer bank, is how do you maintain your relationship with your consumer? How do you cover the security aspects? And how do you keep this emotional link with your consumer? How do you reinvent your branding? Do you over-invest on the physical? Do you invest on the digital? How do you make, and how do you also revisit your customer journeys? Everything has to be reinvented, revisited. And the banks have to do it, to revisit it quite quickly, because if they don't do it, others will.
Gabrielle's words rang true when we consider the huge push by banks into the realm of mobile technology. Over in Canada, I spoke to Tangerine about a response to this trend and a recent partnership with G+D.
Obviously a very important channel for us. Our mission is to actually help Canadians to make smarter decisions with their money, and there's no better way to actually be with them in the moment of truth than actually in their pocket. So we leverage mobile to make sure that they're on top of their money, they understand their money. We can drive insights to them. So whether they're spending more on groceries this month than last month, or whether they could actually be optimizing their credit card rewards, mobile plays a very important channel for us to actually deliver that type of communication in real time when they need it most.
Yeah, I think obviously experience and the expectation, I should say, for our customers is to ensure that they have the information at the palm of their hands and they can make better decisions, like Mark referred to, in the moment, to be able to make decisions that make sense for their lives, or even if they're thinking about a simple purchase, should I make this purchase or not? And some of the innovations that Mark is referring to is going to help our customers have a better insight in terms of what in terms of helping them to make that decisions as well. We're very much looking forward and excited about some of the innovations that we're going to get out soon.
Can you tell us a little bit about your work that you do with G+D Mobile with the translucent card?
Yeah, so we launched our credit card, I think, a little around 2 years ago. We did launch a translucent credit card into the Canadian market, which was amongst the first translucent cards in Canada. The card itself is actually one that we went through a pretty long journey with our customers to ideate and create it. The offering itself is very innovative and unique, so customers get to choose which reward categories that they would like to actually have 2% cash back on. And then we optimize the card around that. So for you it could be gas and groceries, and for Ali it could be entertainment and restaurants. But the beautiful thing is that if in 3 months for Ali that's actually not meeting his needs, he can go and actually change his
I've actually done that.
Yeah, and we come back to the fact of data and the role that data plays. We also create insights to say, hey Ali, your cashback credit card rewards are gas and groceries, but you spend more money in restaurant and entertainment. You should update your reward categories to be those categories so you get the best out of this card.
Additionally, we spoke with Rishi, the CEO of OakNorth, the first bank to be hosted completely on the cloud, who dropped a few hints about their mobile service focus.
Can you tell us a bit more about what you're looking to do in the mobile service area? Are you looking to get involved? Can you tell us about any existing services you might have?
So within the mobile area, if you look at OakNorth Bank in the UK, Our deposit taking is very much from individuals as well as from companies. Our lending is all predominantly, well, all to companies, because that's the problem which we've been looking to solve. So in the mobile area where we do play is very much on deposits, so savings accounts and the like. And over there I would say that we're evolving into different ideas, experimenting, nothing which I necessarily want to talk about at the moment, but there are multiple different products that we're playing around, which will then lead through into a mobile app around those products.
Whilst OakNorth are keeping their cards close to their chest, we've definitely got a lot of innovation in mind. Next, over in the Netherlands, we spoke with Rabobank's Harrie Vollard, and he gave us an insight into the ways mobile technologies are affecting their business model.
Fundamentally, banks have got to do three main things. Got to be able to save and invest, got to be able to offer a line of credit, and got to be able to make payments. How has mobile technologies really affected this business model, not just in the Netherlands, but across the world?
Well, I think in general you can say mobile. What mobile actually does is take all the physical things away, which is actually a friction in the way you work together with your bank, because it's paper or it's a token to get access to your bank account, or it's a plastic card, you know, to get your money out, a money machine, etc. But that through mobile, that all these things are taken away, and it's actually put into the mobile. So if you look at cards, you know, it's just like we introduced Rabobank Wallet a couple of years back, which is not only a payment methodology at the merchant, but also integrates loyalty cards into your wallet. So instead of having a zillion different cards and loyalty cards, you can actually integrate that into the mobile. And that's just one of the simple examples.
With that in mind, back in Munich, we got G+D to explain how their mobile solutions are creating a frictionless experience between banks and their customers.
Let's say 10 years ago, you could start opening an account via a website, right? And then at some point they were saying, well, now you need to identify yourself. So you needed to print out a paper, maybe with a barcode. You need to go to the post office, right? Take your passport with you and then identify yourself. Send that to the bank. And a couple of days later, you will probably get a certification or information. Yes, you are now a bank member. You can start banking, and you get a card and whatever, right? So, and this now is shrinked. This time frame can now be done in 8 minutes, roughly, right? And G+D, for example, offers a solution to do exactly this: a very strongly secured authentication of yourself during the onboarding process via a mobile device, right? So if you want to open an account with a certain bank, let's say Commerzbank, they will call you. You will have an interaction with them on your basic data, when you're born, who are you, etc., etc. And then you need your ID card, your German ID card, for example, and it's being looked at from the app and from the camera in the device. So all the secure elements are checked. So are you really who you say you are? That's being checked, and it's very secure because of the security standards in the ID cards, which, by the way, are also produced by G+D, are very strong, right? And then you basically confirm T's and C's, terms and conditions, and things like this. And after 8 minutes exactly, you are done and you are open an account, right? That you can access either via the internet again or via an app or whatever it is, right? Here we use, as I said, different security standards that make not only the onboarding secure, but also, from a customer point of view, very smooth and very quick, much better than in the past.
So what you're currently seeing is that the traction of how many customers are actually using mobile banking is enormous, and also interesting enough, you know, they use it quite often, like once a day, just check their saldo, and that's also what I've seen with peaks. Interesting enough, you know, if you look at our current offering, our investment offering, it's usually only checked once in a couple of weeks or couple of months. But Peaks is completely mobile based, it's chat based, and it's also a lot of fun elements in that. So what we're seeing is that the customers are actually checking every single day how the portfolio is doing, and that's an asset. You usually do other stuff, and then of course you need the financial services to buy a new product or to get something out of the store. But if you check your mobile banking app or your Peaks app every single day, that's something you can leverage on in the future.
With moving to mobile, what matters is to be frictionless. And so it's a combination of elements. Good news is with the mobile, we already have part of the answer. What we have, you have something. With biometry, we have ways to have information on who you are, and then you can add a few codes, what you know, things like this. So mobile and biometry does raise the level of security in a tremendous way, allowing for more services. So now the question is on biometry, do we have the right solutions? Is it secure enough? Is it easy to fraud? And here the industry is learning fast, absolutely fast, and there will be more and more solutions. And the good news is that there are standards behind, like FIDO standards. And the more we rely on standard, the more people will get used to this and reassured and will use the service eventually. Mm-hmm. But it's with this combination of mobile and biometry, it opens a lot of new opportunities, this is for sure, to enroll, to pay, and to access services.
Mm-hmm. So with a lot of new regulations coming into play this year, what will this mean for banks who want to implement cloud and mobile solutions like G+Ds?
Recently I was actually heading a cybersecurity panel discussion, and the question came, well, what about the regulator? Won't the regulator say you should do it in a more physical way? And my argument, actually, the regulators should demand these kinds of interactions because the security standards for this is much higher than what we had so far with paper interactions and things like this. So it's really different aspects that come together: security, smoothness of the onboarding, and the regulator who also thinks that this is a good idea.
When the regulations such as GDPR come in all around data, does that put you in a better position or a slightly more unusual position?
It puts us in a significantly better position for anything which is fundamentally touches our systems or data, because our data is logically organized in one area within the cloud environment, and therefore our ability to extract, search, determine, manipulate the data is so much stronger. So it's the same thing about having sort of single customer views, right? On a particular client. Our ability to do those things is absolutely enabled through actually having good infrastructure, i.e. cloud hosting, but also good applications within that. So our challenge around GDPR, clearly, again, we're a much younger organization, but our solution is much slicker than it would be if we were a much more sort of traditional legacy type systems.
G+D stands for creating confidence around identities, transactions, and that in the mobile world, right? That's what we call ourselves, our mobile security. And our journey in developing standardized offers that enable, especially in the financial service industry, banks to have better customer journeys, which are higher protected in terms of data exchange, having secure apps with a cybersecurity portfolio, and embracing more and more the biometric topics is definitely what we're going to go for. That for me is a given. The digital portfolio for sure will play for us also a much stronger role going forward, and is also the future of the business model of G+D. That much I can say.
You can expect to be surprised. We have eyes on the field from China to Canada to US, South Africa, Germany, France. Everywhere, we know what's happening, we anticipate trends, and we are investing.
So Guy Security Different definitely seem positive about the future of mobile technology in the age of regulation. Tune into the next episode of the Paytech Show, where we're going to be talking about cross-border payments.